Hi guys, my name is Katie and welcome to this video for Key Stage 2 Maths, and this video focuses on areas, perimeters and volume. Now before I move on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it is free and you will be regularly updated with more of my upcoming educational videos, which I will post on Mondays and Thursdays, so make sure you check out my videos on those days, okay? And also, if you do have any comments or queries, make sure you drop me a message below this video in the comments box and I'll personally get back to you as soon as I can, okay? So let's move on. So we have our superhero Scarlett, who's here to help you achieve 100 in your mathematics exams. So what is perimeter? So the perimeter is the distance all the way around a 2D shape. So how do you find the perimeter? So it's really easy to find the perimeter of different shapes. So all you have to do is add up the lengths of all the sides of the shape. So it really is that simple. The only thing that might catch you out is accuracy. So make sure that you count all of the sides and be careful not to count the same side twice. So for example, let's work out the perimeter of this shape here. So we have a rectangle joint with another smaller rectangle, and I've given you a kind of the way I work the perimeter out for these questions. So begin by drawing a little black dot, and you can start any way you want to, but I've started here, okay? So this will be your starting point and it will allow you to count more accurately. So using a pen or a pencil, draw a little arrow for the first side. So you've got 6 centimeters, which is your first number that you'll be adding up. And then you will work along the shape and add up the sides as you go, okay? So you've got 6 plus 6 plus 14 plus 6 plus 20 plus 12, okay? So this will really help you to make sure you don't count the sides more than twice. So 6 plus 6 plus 14 plus 6 plus 20 plus 12 will give you the answer of 64. So the perimeter of the above shape is 64 centimeters. And another key thing to take into consideration is the measurements. So as you can see in this one, we're working in centimeters, but that's not always the case. So make sure you pay attention to what the measurements are using in the questions, okay? So area. So the area of a shape is worked out by the amount of surface area it covers. So sometimes you may be given a shape which is drawn onto a grid. So this is a great way for you to quickly work out the area of the shape by working out how many squares it covers. Obviously, you will have to know how big the squares are themselves, so pay attention to whether the units are in square centimetres or square metres or whatever measurements the question is using. So here is a quick example. So we've got a square grid and here is a rectangle. Now as you can see, 6 squares have been covered by the rectangle, so this would be the area, because in other words, height times width is 2 times 3, so that gives you 6. Okay? So squares and rectangles. So to work out the area of a square or rectangle, you should use the following method. So this method will guarantee correct answers every time. So there we go. So here we have the formula that you should always use. So areas of squares and rectangles equals base times height. So for this one, we've got 4 squares along the base and there are 3 squares covered by the height. So 4 times 3 is 12. The same again for parallelograms. So this shape is similar to a rectangle, just pushed to the side slightly. So as you can see, this little triangle bit here, if you cut that off and placed it there, you would end up with a rectangle. So again, you would still do base times height. So 7 times 5 is 35. Because you're working out the area, you've got to make sure that you put your answer in centimetre squares or millimetre squares, okay? So areas of triangles. So finding the area of a triangle is relatively easy if you already know how to work out the areas of rectangles. So as we've mentioned, to work out the area of a rectangle, you need to multiply the base by the height, like so. So areas of triangles is half the base times height, okay? So for a rectangle here, we've got 6 times 2 is 12. And if you're trying to find the area of this triangle here, you would do 6 times 2 is 12, but then you would divide it by 2 to give you 6, okay? So areas of combined shapes. So finding the area of one shape is easy, but finding the combined area of multiple shapes can be a bit trickier. So the best way to explain this is by example. So here we have our shape drawn on a squared grid of 1 centimeters. So break up the shape, and I've broken up this shape like so. So I've drawn little dotted lines to see which shape I'm working with. So you should realise there's 2 squares and a triangle. So the area of the top square is 2 times 2 equals 4. Area of the bottom square is 3 times 3 equals 9. And the area of the triangle is 3 times 3 equals 9, divided by 2 equals 4.5. So you would add these up. So you would do 4 plus 9 plus 4.5 equals 17.5 centimeters squared. So volume. So the volume of a shape can be defined as the amount of space it takes up. So this requires you to work with 3D shapes as opposed to 2D shapes. So how to work out the volume? So length times width times height. So here we've got the width, we've got the height, and we've got the length. So for like 1 cube, you do 1 times 1 times 1. If you had 2 cubes, you would do 2 times 1 times 1 because the overall width has changed. 4 cubes, 2 times 2 times 1 because we've got 2 times 2 times 1. 8 cubes, we've got 4 times 2 times 1. So liquids also have volume or capacity. So capacity is often referred to as how much liquid a container can hold. Capacity of a container can be determined by filling it up and seeing how much liquid it holds. So what is capacity measured in? So to measure liquids, we will either use millilitres or litres. And I've given you a breakdown of what this can be converted into. So for example, 1 litre is equivalent to 1,000 millilitres and so forth. Okay, so that completes this quick video on areas, perimeters and volume. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel because you will be regularly updated with more of my Key Stage 2 mathematics and English videos. And we've just started a load of videos for science as well, so you can check those out as well. For more practice questions on area, perimeter and volume, have a look at the Key Stage 2 Maths Geometry Time and Measurements guide on howtobecome.com because there's loads of practice questions for you to have a go at, okay? And finally, if there's a video that you would like me to do, drop me a message in the comments box below and I'll put that on my to-do list and make you a video for whatever it is you need. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.